It's hard to believe it's been 20 years ago since Rick James left this planet. Oh, where do I begin to talk about his musical career? Born and bred in Buffalo, New York, and he was a big time fixture in that town. You know, you could make the case there was a time that him and O.J. Simpson were like two of the biggest icons, like you could say, especially on the street level, the respect. And, a lot of the street songs was inspired by Buffalo, you know. A lot of those streets, a lot of those areas. I remember Gigi's restaurant, the Grease Spoon on Jefferson. You remember the Jefferson Ball um, off the Bustin' Out album. You remember that? He always had an ode to Buffalo. Talked about the streets, talked about everything he saw. And, Buffalo is one of those places. It can be the coldest place in the winter and a hot happening place in the summer. All kinds of things. So, as a writer, as a producer, as a arranger, um, producer, singer, musician, band leader, and with the Stone City Band and his, wide range of topics. Just incredible. The man with the Mary Jane Girls. Um, you think about Tina Marie, the incredibleness of her career. It was so many acts. Val Young, Processing Do Rags, even hit a hit with Eddie Murphy. Party all the time. It's hard to believe that. Originally, 40 years ago, on the VMA Awards came out in '85. Think about the Temptations, Standing on the Top with Smokey Robinson, Ebony Eyes. Session musician, performer, one of those guys, and he should be a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. Um, he was really a rock star before a lot of them did it. Spoke out, enjoyed his book, enjoyed his wit, enjoyed his knowledge, his depth. Much respect to his daughter. The play, not Broadway, but the play that had Stokely of Mint Condition in the lead role, definitely a must see. Um, you know, Rick James was like one of those artists that like the everyday brother that um, created, had his own brand of funk, but his music was also pop and R&B and gospel and blues and gave you runs of jazz, gave you, and of course hip hop, you know, he definitely was the most sampled cat. He got an award before he passed 20 years ago, acknowledging the songs being sampled. So, there's so many nuances and layers to him as an artistry. Um, Come and Get It was one of the best debut albums, but you can go back with him with the Great White Cane, the rock band thing. He was involved a lot of different, styles. Uh, Cold Blooded is still a cold song. The synth bass grooves that he used to get out, him and Danny, incredible. Danny LaMille, the sax player, music director, incredible. Must shout out to Oscar Alston, bass player on a lot of those Rick James classics on bass. Tom McDermott on guitar, the Hughes brothers. I mean, just when you think about the Stone City Band, the Ruffin, Bad Brother on the band boards and the keyboards. So, just a lot of memories, reflecting on his career and the impact he had. He spoke his mind, wasn't afraid to say things, called MTV out, called Motown out, called him out. No, he was, as Charlie Murphy once said about Rick James, he was the freest black man he ever saw, especially as a performer, because he just let it ride. And I do think they whiteballed him from being a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, acknowledge him more as a songwriter and the balances, because obviously, when you think about it, You Can't Touch This, what it did for Hammer's career. You go from one style of music, funk, R&B, pop, then you go to hip hop, where it was a catchphrase, and early '90s, the most biggest phrase known, made Hammer a household name. You think about all that, just a lot of just his trajectory, his artistry, his range. So remembering Rick James 20 years later, because there was a lot of layers to the cat, and I enjoyed the Showtime documentary. Everybody did a great job with that, and he's one of those artists that never got his full due. But he definitely touched a lot of lives and had a very distinctive sound, distinctive hybrid of, and brought it on stage and did his thing. You know, just like he did with Urban Rhapsody. He did his thing. Um, and a much for shout out to the Stone City Band, and they still touring right now and doing quite well for themselves. So much respect to those cats. keeping a legacy out there, So, but I wanted to remember when it was a rainy day. I remember when I got the news about it, and it was like an end of an era in a way because he really left an impact, and he won't be soon forgotten. So, you know, I've listened to that man's music so many times over the years, and pretty much all the albums, you know, and very talented conceptualist, very talented. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. Share the video if you like, and please hit that membership. And when you do, I will get those videos back to you. Stay blessed, stay safe, stay clear, stay clean, stay safe. I'm back. Peace.